Ron Harris here from MuscularMen.com, coverage of the Arnold Sports Festival, brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals. Standing here with the Diet Doc, one of the original gurus in the game, Chad Nicholls, looking taller every time I see him. Chad, big news. You know, until I think you released it on your Instagram 2 or 3 days ago only.
We did.
Nobody knew.
Nobody knew.
I thought, as far as I knew, Big Ramy was prepping himself for this. Right. You know, I was thinking, how's that going to go? But I'm psyched to hear that you were working with him because you've got quite the track record, sir.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, when we've actually been working together since last August.
Really?
So we've kept it a secret, and when we went into it, here was our thinking. Like, there was going to be, like, look, he has so much coverage. I mean, if you look at social media, even leading into this, I mean, there was so much Ramy stuff. What I didn't want to do is create distraction. I didn't want, you know, trying to compare him to Ronnie or all just nonsense. You know what I mean? I wanted this kid to have a really solid prep, just to be able to just enjoy himself, stay with his family, train, eat, sleep, just not to be as stress-free as possible. I thought that was the key, and you know, I wasn't looking for, you know, fame or anything. Like, I didn't care, like, oh my gosh, trying to, you know, attach my name to him. I was trying to figure out, you know, how to make his life as easy as possible, because I felt like leading into this, he maybe has never had that, and you know, he had just so much, you know, like this guy pulling him here and everything. I just felt like he needed just a relaxed prep. And right now you can just like see it. Like, I could tell, like, from the get-go, everything just started falling in place. He is just relaxed. I mean, every time I talk to him, I'm like, "Are you good?" He's like, "Great." I'm great.
Well, you say, you know, stability and relax. Does he live in just one place, or does he still kind of go between a couple different countries?
So I think he is going back and forth. Obviously, he has a place in Dubai, he has a place in Kuwait. He's from Egypt, but most of his this prep was based out of Kuwait.
Okay. Now, the whole thing with Ramy, all the size in the world, never needed any more size. Every time I saw him, I said, oh, I want to see that crisp detail. I want to see crispy condition. But I know, it's no diss on these guys, but the Camel Crew always like to bring people in big and full. That's their thing. But as soon as I heard he was working with you, like 5 minutes ago, I was like, okay, great, because now maybe, just maybe, Chad's going to do something different with this guy's physique, something that we've been waiting for a very long time.
I think that, look, at the end of the day, I'm a fan just like everybody else. You know, when I looked at him, my brain just thinks, like, where do I want to see this guy? What do I want to see? And I think we all want to see this thing, you know, the same thing from him. We want to see deep separation. We want to see that crisp lines. And again, like I told him, I said, listen, you know, do we want you to be big? Of course. Your name's Big Ramy. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I can sacrifice 10% fullness for 100% dryness. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if you're 90% full and 100% dry, we are golden. And that was the game plan from the get-go. He agreed 100%. And I mean, even at 90%, even at 5% fullness, nobody will ever tell, because he's still 300 pounds. So
is he 300 pounds right now?
So yesterday we carved him up very heavy. Yeah. And that was going to be really the only day, because I wanted to make sure that we was able to keep just, you know, smaller amounts of food in him today and tomorrow, just to make sure that the stomach is nice and flat, make sure they're doing it. So he was 310 at the end of the day last night, and he'll probably walk on stage, just guessing, somewhere close to 300 pounds.
If you guys want to rewind that, that was not a typo, that was not a no, wow, holy crap.
And so I don't think anybody is expecting that, because you keep hearing people like, oh, if he's just in shape at 280 pounds. Yeah, that would be great, but I don't know if he would look the same at 280 pounds, because he carries so much muscle. So I didn't have a problem. Like, look, if he would have ended up at 290 or whatever, wherever his conditioning took him, we pushed to that level. And I mean, at the lowest point, I think he got down to about 302, so that was completely depleted, like completely depleted.
That's skinny Ramy, 302.
Yeah, 302, right? And then we kind of like gradually started building back up, because, I mean, let's get real, you don't load a 300-pound bodybuilder overnight. So we just gradually got to a point where we knew that we could load him. Then we pushed it hard on Wednesday. We got him basically as full as I'm comfortable pushing. And then we're just going to shut it down and just coast and just basically dry him out. And and give the fans exactly what they want to see.
Okay, now that's enough about Ramy. I know you guys all love Ramy, but I want to talk about one other guy, Victor Martinez, because I've known Victor his whole pro career, as have you, and he has been kind of on a physical decline the last few years. Like a lot of older guys, he seems to have been he had lost a little bit of his fullness. That pop was gone. Yeah. But we interviewed him about an hour ago, and it looks to me, I haven't seen him looking this tight, this full, this combination of Victor for many, many years.
This is a good combination, and I mean, I told him from the get-go, so he's kind of the opposite. I'm like, you have to be full. Yeah. So his conditioning is really good right now. I was really happy with, when I saw him in person, like all that muscle is just firing like crazy because he has that maturity. Yeah. So he's hitting shots, all of that. But he still needs that fullness, because when you see Victor, you expect certain things, especially when he turns to the side, that leg drop, those types of things. That's like textbook Victor. And so I told him, like, listen, we've got to push the boundaries of fullness on you, because the conditioning is already there. It isn't going to take us any time to get that conditioning back, but we got to Hail Mary the fullness on him. And so that's the game plan. We're going to push the fullness until we push it just to the edge, clean that up a little bit and roll with it. But right now I'm 100% happy with where he is, and I hope that he gets the call outs, because he should be, in the mix right in there.
Because last year
I thought he got buried last year a little bit.
His condition was great last year, but he was flat. He was
a little
smaller.
flat, yep.
And he got, I think it was last call.
It was in the last call.
Which was...
Yeah. And when he first walked out, I thought like his conditioning was at least going to carry him a little bit, but they just, definitely overlooked him. But again, I think it's because we're so used to seeing that pop from him. And that's what I told him. I'm like, that's what you've got to have. That's what the judges want to see. That's what everybody wants to see. We all love Victor's physique when it looks like that. It's just a beautiful physique. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that back shot, so the conditioning is there, and it's just kind of fine-tuning that last little bit of fullness.
For those keeping score, Chad did not say literally once, not once in that whole interview. Literally, he's literally the best I've ever seen. No, just fucking with you. But thank you so much, Chad. I'm very excited. I can't believe you stayed quiet on that Ramy thing for, what's that, 7 months,
yeah,
my God.
7 months.
There you go. But that's incredible. I mean, no other coach working with Big Ramy, I guarantee would have kept it quiet.
Yeah, I'm sure that everybody would have wanted to put it out there and stuff, but I was just the opposite. I knew that putting it out there was going to create nothing good. You know what I mean? Like, look, I don't need all the drama. I have plenty of drama in my life, right? I got 2 kids that I'm trying to chase around all the time. So, but my whole game plan was to try to keep Ramy in just a perfect scenario for a prep, and that's a tough thing to do in this day and age with social media and contracts, and there's a lot of expectations out of this kid. So trying to keep him just in that perfect scenario, and I think we handled it about as good as anybody probably could have.
It's not only social media, but there's something Giles said that I thought was actually pretty observant, was he has the pressure of almost an entire culture who they desperately want this guy to win.
Yes,
they want
absolutely.
him as their champion.
Look, when Ronnie was there, we had that guy to look at and go, oh my God, this is just something spectacular. And we are craving that right now. Yes. We are craving that guy. And everybody, for the most part in the bodybuilding world, wants it to be Ramy. And I believe we'll deliver that this weekend.
We're going to find out very soon. Chad Nicholls, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Looking forward to see what he has in store with Big Ramy and Victor Martinez. For MuscleDevelopment.com, keep watching.